chess pieces had moved again, and the board was like in a different position. And then it just kind of continued like that the whole time we were there. It was like people were walking, like the chess game was like the first day, but like we would all be in one area and we would know we were all accounted for, and people would be upstairs from us, like running across the hallways, slamming doors in and out. Like it sounded like they were having a party upstairs. And so like the thing is, if you're gonna be stuck in a place where there's like a lot of haunted activity, it wasn't the worst place, because they were like happy to have us a little bit, because we were having fun, because we were like, after our shows we would, relax, and they would be like relaxing too. So like they were partying while we were partying, basically. But trying to think of the creepiest thing happened the last night we were there. But leading up to it, there were a few other things. It was mostly just like, we heard the stories of how each room was haunted. The creepiest thing that happened, I think it was the second day, was that one of our actors was using the restroom on the bottom floor, and he was in there and he heard banging from below, and was like, okay, well, I know there's a wine cellar here, and I know there's other stuff, so whatever. And then he asked the proprietors, they were there during the day, and he was like, what's underneath there? And they're like, oh yeah, that's a crawl space. Did you hear banging? And he was like, yeah. They're like, yeah, we heard it too. And then that night, the night before we were opening, all of us went out to dinner, except for our artistic director and the director of the show, because they were working on all of the cues for the show, and they were sitting in the dining room area. And they were the only ones there. All of us were out, and they were just trying to work, but like the lights kept buzzing, doors kept slamming, and at a certain point right before I was the first one to get back, and right before I got back, our poor director was sitting there. She was like at her wit's end, and she was like, we have to get out of here. Like, we can't stay here, because the electricity, literally, like the lights were going zzz, and all of their tech was going out. They kept losing all of the cues they were writing. Like, everything was going haywire, and she freaked out. Then we all came home, and it like calmed down. So the last night we're there. Are you okay? So the last night we're there, we do our show, it's great, we're done, we close it, and we're having a party, like we're having our cast party down below. And I'm sitting at that table with a chessboard. And so where I'm sitting at a table with a chessboard, imagine I'm at the table, I'm at like the end of the table, this other chair is here, the chessboard's here, this is where the counter is, the stairway is going up above me, and pointing this way, at the base, basically like facing the bottom of the stairway, is a mirror. So if you're sitting in the seat that I'm sitting in, you can see anybody going up and down the stairs, which our friends were going up and down all the time. But at a certain point, everybody was downstairs. And I was sitting there watching, and I saw what looked like, and I saw it for such a short period of time that I looked away, but it looked like the bottom half of a person. Like, it wasn't like a severed person, but it was like, I couldn't see the top because I just couldn't see it. But I could see like it looked like trouser pants and like fancy shoes walking down the stairs, but I didn't like see the top part of the person, but I would have been able to see it in the mirror. And I was like, I don't see it, I don't see it, I don't see it, I don't see it. And I like kept having my conversation. And meanwhile, my friend Ryan, who's our music director, he was there too, and he walked towards the kitchen, which means he's walking in the direction of where that mirror is and the bottom of the stairs. And all of a sudden, I hear him screaming bloody murder. He's like, oh, hell no, I am done. I am not staying here. That is it. That is enough. That is enough. Lots of swears. And we were all like, what? And he was like, I just saw a person walked in front of me into the kitchen. So basically, the person who I had seen the bottom half of then like continued his pathway as Ryan was walking that way and like walked right in front of him. And meanwhile, throughout this whole time, we're having our party downstairs. Their doors are slamming. They are running back and forth upstairs. We were like fully open like about it. We're like, the party's happening upstairs while it's happening downstairs. Like, we recognized it. it was all fun, and I feel like what happened was that they were like, they were getting so like into their partying or whatever, and we were having fun that they were like, whatever, they won't notice. And then like we were like, that's it, we're done, that's enough. And then it stopped. Like it fully stopped after Ryan had his like temper tantrum fit about it. Like everything was quiet and stopped. Of course, they all decided to like go out in the woods at 3 a.m. and like do like a night hike, and I did not take part in that. But they didn't find anything creepy out there because it was all creepy in the house. So anyway, if you want to look up this place, you literally Google Brackenfern Manor. There's that show, what's that show on like Travel Channel, Ghost Adventures? They did a full episode there. And like there's a lot of crazy stuff.
They did an episode
The
there?
Bracken, yeah, they did an episode after we were there. Like on Halloween, I think it was Halloween 2 years ago, they did it. The Brackenfern Manor. Is it coming up? It's really crazy. We could watch the trailer of the, let's watch the trailer. And then we have to get to work because we spent all
Looks like Resident Evil Biohazard.